Hi, this is Nayella. Thank you so much for joining me again today. So, firstly, I want to start with an apology. I did plan on doing the whole of September on anxiety, but interestingly enough, the last video I did really highlighted some issues that I had for myself that I needed to address. So, I thought it would be good to talk about them in this video because I really think it's going to help other people to discuss what I went through. So I did have a little bit of a chuckle to myself as I was going through September because I was guided, obviously, before September to focus on anxiety. And as we were going through the month, there was a lot being thrown at me, there was a lot going on, and I was actually very proud of myself for not going into the place of anxiety, which is something that I would have done in the past. But it did highlight certain fears that I still had bubbling under the surface that I needed to address. And that last video, where towards the end I did go off on one and start speaking about being homeless, so that really highlighted to me that I had some work to do. So I had to take myself away from everything, push everything else away for a little while, delve in deep and do that inner work. And it was actually some inner child healing work that I had to do, because what was actually happening was there was a lot of push and pull, a lot of inner conflict going on, because obviously my inner child was still holding on to the fear of being homeless. You see, when I moved into this flat, I was actually coming from a place of homelessness, and because I've been doing a lot of work on myself, because I've grown and changed so much, the flat is actually a reflection of where I used to be, not where I'm at now. So I've actually been wanting to move and get out of this place for the last couple of years, but obviously without me actually realizing, the inner child's been holding on, thinking that it's doing the best, keeping us safe, keeping us protected, keeping a roof over our head. But in actual fact, what's been going on is I've just been going round in circles and not really getting anywhere, and being actually quite frustrated at times and not really fully understanding why. And then it was highlighted in that last video what was going on. So I've had to really address those fears, address those issues, and really make it clear to that inner child aspect of myself that there's nothing to worry about, everything's fine, you're safe, but it's time to move on now. It's time to go to something a little bit better, sort of upgrade ourselves. So I've handed in my notice of the flat, which it just feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I just feel so good about that. I don't actually know where I'm going at this point yet, so literally in the hands of God, but I do know that I'm moving into something better now. Everything's going to be much more aligned with where I'm at now, rather than it sort of being the past slapping me in the face every day, reminding me of my old self, reminding me of my old mistakes and my old choices. It's literally going to be starting afresh, a new chapter, everything's new and fresh. So the old story is really getting wrapped up and tied up, and it's time to move on now for me. So if you are somebody that is maybe going through something similar, where you're saying you want one thing but you're not actually ever getting there, it may be because there's some underlying fears going on there with you. Maybe some inner child healing work would be beneficial for you as well, and I can help you with that if that's something that you would like to do or would like some assistance or guidance on. Also, that video and having to pull back also really highlighted that I haven't really been honouring the introverted part of myself very much either this year, and that's something that I really needed to do as well, because even though I do like meeting people, I do like communicating with people, and spending time with people. I am an introvert, which means I do like to spend a lot of time on my own. I need to spend a lot of time in my own energy, especially being an empath as well. I need that space to work out whether I've took on anybody else's energy and be able to send that back, but also to understand my own energy as well and stand very strong and very firm in that. So it's been really good to spend the last couple of weeks just delving in deep and doing my own thing and being in my own energy and finding out what I'm all about as well. And as I said, because there's been like old aspects of myself coming in to be addressed and to be worked through as well, I needed that space. So it's been very good. It's highlighted a lot, and I've also managed to clear a lot as well. I did a fast on the 9th and the 10th and the 11th of this month as well, and that helped me just to let go of a lot that needed to be let go of and cleanse again and feel much better for doing that as well. So now I'm ready to really move forward into the next steps of my journey really. So I want to say as well, I am sorry about certain videos that got posted out in September as well, because again, with all the conflict and things going on a personal level, I feel it was sort of being highlighted in the work that I was doing as well. I was having a lot of issues with my recorder, with my camcorder. It was cutting out a lot and saying that there was no battery after like 4 minutes when it had been charged all night long. So there was one video in particular, I had to do it in 3 bits because it kept cutting out. And again, it was really quite funny looking back because it was about anxiety, and you know, I had all these things going wrong, and I was able just to keep my calm as much as possible and keep posting them out. So I've actually had to change my camcorder now, and again it's almost like a little bit of an upgrade there as well. But yeah, it was a very interesting month for me, September, and it reminded me, well, this whole year has actually reminded me of a saying, the Dickens saying, which is, it's been the best of times, it's been the worst of times, because it really feels like that for me. I've had so many good experiences this year. I've really grown so much. I've you know, learned so much about myself again. I've evolved so much, but then I've had a lot sort of going wrong in a way as well. I've had a lot taken away from me. I've had a lot of stresses and strains, so it feels like it's been quite difficult at times to find that happy medium, to find that peace, but it has been possible. And like I said, you know, taking that time for myself, those last few weeks for myself, is something that's really helped me to recharge, to refocus, and get very clear about my next steps. And moving house is very much a part of that. So I am going to leave that with you today. I just want to say as well though that I've started doing my card readings again, my angel and oracle card readings again. So if that's something that you're interested in, please get in touch with me either by email or through Twitter, or you can book a reading on my Etsy as well. So I'm sending you all my love. I'm wishing you all the very, very best, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye for now.